Man, oh man, oh man. By the way, that's the voice of Don in Blue Springs. I can't tell you how many people have reached out the last few weeks saying, whatever happened to Don in Blue Springs? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I figured he might be dancing about Trump's indictments, but he's nowhere to be found. I hope he's okay there in Blue Springs, but I have no idea what happened to the guy, unless he's so embarrassed by his boy Joe that he just, I don't know. But I have not heard a peep from Donnie in Blue Springs, and it's got to be months now, John.
Well, he's on the prosecution team. He's working on Trump's grade school record stuff right now. Digging. They're looking.
Oh, God bless him. All right, What If Wednesday? 3 questions. Rip them out there, John. What's on the list?
What if there wasn't any steam on the windows today? How about that, right? But to that point, what if we started the school year in, say, September, maybe right after Labor Day?
Well, there would certainly be less of a need for schools like the Kansas City public school system to decide they're going to do half days this week because of the heat. I mean, not saying it can't be hot here in September. We all understand the weather here can change. But you can play the odds. And that's all any of us can do in life, play the odds. And the odds are, if you start school after Labor Day, what'll happen? You're less likely to deal with a week where it's 100 degrees every day. You know, I'm a proponent, by the way, of moving the school year from Labor Day to early June. I think that kids and families get hosed not having the whole month of August to enjoy summer, because you know how it is. I mean, here, by the time you get to August 1st, everyone's like, all right, time to start thinking about school.
Back to school, get the supplies.
It's like, no. And here's the other problem that I don't like. And Mark, you've got 2 daughters who are actually in the, school age right now, so I want to get your thoughts on this. The other thing I don't like is that it seems like the school year keeps getting longer because they're giving out these ridiculous amount of days off during the year. It used to be winter break or Christmas break was 2 weeks. Now I see it's 3 weeks. There's this day off for, conference this and conference that. It's like, can we get Labor Day to June 1 and just, get a full 3 months off?
Yeah, they have the Tuesday after Labor Day off.
That's a joke.
Yeah, they can just, condense those and just have it a normal school year.
They started last week and they got a 4-day weekend coming up for Labor Day? I mean, jeez.
And it would be nice that we could go to the pool, while it's hot like this, but they're closed down right now because it's school time.
Yes. If I could change it, and I understand it all goes back to, the farming times and things like that, but I still believe that you go Labor Day to maybe you got to go a little bit past Memorial Day, fine. First week of June, everyone's off most of June, July, August. August should still be summer for the kids. Instead, everyone's on vacation now for the month of July. Everyone's back in the saddle August 1 because they're thinking about back to school. And it's just too early. And especially if you're going to be like Kansas City Public Schools and not invest in some, 5,000 BTU window AC units, then you're screwing the kids and their families as well by letting them leave early because you don't have AC on 100-degree days in August.
Don't we have some COVID money left over for circulation?
Yeah.
I digress.
They hired too many DEI coordinators, so they can't get AC units.
Next one, what if Trump's absence is a plus for the Republican Party in the debates?
Well,
party in general.
Yes. I see what you did there. So if Trump's absence is a plus for the Republican Party, then to me that would mean that tonight's debate is going to go very well. And it means that Brett Baer or Martha McCallum, who are doing tonight's debate, will focus a lot on policy and not on, hey, there's a guy who's not here tonight, not sure if anybody noticed. Like, I'm sure they're going to if I was Brett Baer, I would get that over with right away. And I can see Brett Baer saying it with those big old veneers he got. I feel like they get they grow an inch every year. Brett Baer's veneers.
Rent this space.
Yeah. I mean, they look good, but they just keep getting bigger. They should do the Trump thing out of the gates. Yeah, there's someone who's not here. What do you make of that? What should we make of that? Blah, 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 blah. And then just drop it. If a candidate wants to bring up Trump, fine. But I don't need to hear about Trump at the debate tonight when the guy's nowhere to be found. It's not that is not a knock on Trump. I'm just saying, have a debate with the people who are there. Debate each other. Don't debate the guy that's down at Mar-a-Lago or in Bedminster, New Jersey, or wherever he is. I mean, just debate each other. Debate policy and substance. And frankly, we haven't had a lot of that being debated in this country in a very long time. So it might be a little bit of a breath of fresh air. But the worst thing any candidate can do tonight who's actually serious about winning is just talk about Trump. Be your own person. Be your own candidate. Talk about you. Talk about what you've done. Talk about your accomplishments. And it could actually end up being good. Where suddenly people are watching this tonight and saying, wow, okay, maybe there is life after. It doesn't mean that Trump's not going to be the nominee. He most likely is going to be the nominee. But it would be good, whether it's now or in 2028, to lay the foundation to see what exactly the party's going to look like in a post-Donald Trump world. And it might not be now. It might be 4 years from now. But the foundation will be laid tonight, and we'll see what that looks like. What's next, John?
All right. What if I was correct about the renderings being the same stadium, simply repositioned in each photograph?
Well,
and I didn't want to be.
You didn't want to be right, but John, you did predict it. You're like, there's going to be two pretty photos and two pretty stadium pictures, and I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. And you came into the office this morning at 5:30 and told me that, and I'm like, you did call it, John. And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, okay, the only difference I see is kind of the structure of the side of the roof on both stadiums. Yeah. That's all I see. And the fact that you're correct tells me that yesterday wasn't actually about creating two different stadiums. I know they are different, but it wasn't actually about that. It was about basically making the public in Jackson County and Clay County go, ooh, I want that stadium. Oh, that would look great downtown. Ooh, that would look outstanding off, in North Kansas City. Woo, wow, wee. I mean, that's all it was about. And that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I understand you got to sell this thing, but I do feel like we're watching The Bachelor. The producers of the show know the outcome, but they're just stringing along the average consumer, the taxpayer, the person who watches the show. And if yesterday was an episode of The Bachelor or Bachelorette, depending on your preference, it was one of those bridge episodes. It was one of those episodes that you watch and you're like, well, nothing really came out of that episode. It was a setup episode. That's what yesterday was with the renderings.